That's normal. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Oh my gosh, we are
Welcome to the
live.
stream. I know.
Okay, I'm looking at we've got Carol she's in Australia, I think. Sarka in the Czech Republic. Stephanie. People from Iceland, which is exciting.
Oh my gosh.
We are an
Trinidad.
international live.
Oh my god.
Olive's here working on her spooky MG short story. Esther's here. Esther, hi. Oh, that's so exciting. Esther's the queen of these live streams.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like with Esther and Becca here, I'm good to go. I can't knock on wood, I can't screw this up now. I've got support on live with me and support in the chat. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. Kingston, Canada. Yeah, please let me know where you all are coming from. Carolina from Sweden.
You have such like an international audience.
And Emma's here from England. All of you who are US East Coasters or gosh, even Central, anyone who's impacted by the snow and ice storm, I'm sending you lots of warm hugs and praying that power stays on, not just so you can stay on this live, but because no power in frigid temperatures is not fun. Esther's in hot Puerto Rico.
Oh my god, I don't know. And maybe Esther and I have talked about this, that we're both from Puerto Rico. I feel like a instant connection when someone's like, I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm like, me too.
Michelle is here from Michelle's Cozy Corner. Niagara Falls, Canada. Wow. Yeah, Michelle's in New York. And Renee's in Central Alabama. I love that we've got some Germany people here. That always makes my heart happy. I'm not German, but I was born there, so.
In your heart.
Well, I was just watching a video, a guy talking about like what makes you Scottish. And it was a really great like video essay on like nationality and heritage and stuff like that. Like, is it where you're born? Is it where you live? Like, what makes you whatever thing you claim to be from? And like, I have Scottish heritage, but I've never lived in Scotland. I've only been once. And like, I was born in Germany, but I'm not a German citizen. I'm an American citizen, but the first almost 10 years of my life, I was living somewhere else. I think when you're a military kid,
yeah,
it screws up your identity a lot.
Yeah.
And like heritage wise, I'm English, Scottish, Norwegian, Russian, Romanian, and Italian. So I'm not any one of those things, but you know, Emma, honorary European, especially with the Yorkshire puds my mom made. Yep.
Oh.
We are still perfecting the Yorkshire pudding recipe. I'm hoping to learn from my friend Tamsin if I can get over there this summer to visit her. Learn Yorkshire puddings from a proper northern person, a proper Yorkshire girl. Oh, this is so fun. Like I could just sit here reading the chat, but like that's probably not gonna make for good YouTube content.
Listen, it's however you want to run. I waste a good like 10, 15 minutes chatting to people in the beginning because it's just fun.
Well,
I feel like this is like the nicest way to actually like engage with your audience. It's not through like a comment. So take advantage of it.
Well, and you all in the chat can let us know, what are you working on? So Avi's working on her middle grade work. So, oh yeah.
And if you have any questions for us, writing, content.
Yeah, writing questions.
You know.
Yeah, with Andrea. Gotta put this up there. With Andrea, we know it'll be heavy on chat. This is why I brought Becca in.
She called you out.
She knows me.
You're not wrong.
She knows.
Actually, between the two of us, we will actually. I have to be like very cognizant of myself and also be like, no. I think we have to write at some point.
So Stephanie's working on her cozy crime fantasy. Cozy crime fantasy. I want to know more.
Ooh.
We've got people working on Notion databases and preparing for a course. I do need to like say for future lives, like make it very clear. You can come and read with us. You can come and class prep with us.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your taxes with us. I mean, that might be a little bit too boring, but you know, we can keep you company with whatever you've got working. Carol's working on her contemporary romance novel. Okay, now Esther's calling you out.
No, I listen, fully aware. She's not wrong.
Okay, now this is impressive. LTJ author working on my 65K is that should be K 65K novel. Working on your novel.
65 hours. I don't know.
Science proposal writing. 'Tis the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my academics in the chat. This is writing of any. Desiree's here. Hi, Desiree. Another like queen of streaming. Look at me streaming. I'm a big girl now. Only took me nearly 10 years. Elizabeth is working on the last few chapters of a Portal sci-fi novel. That sounds really cool. I knew that streaming was a thing, but I've just been a scaredy cat and haven't been brave enough to do it. This is my first live sprint, so I have no idea how frequently we're going to do these. Knowing me, I'm going to catch the bug and you're all going to get sick of me because I'm just going to go live all the time. The hope is to do these at least a couple times a month, like scheduled, but then there might just be, I give you 2 hours notice. Hey, I'm going to go live for a couple hours this afternoon or something. So we'll see how it goes.
I will say once you rip the Band-Aid off of your like doing it for the first time, it is like quite addicting.
This sounds cool. I'm doing research on the Dogon religion practiced by a tribe of the same name in Mali, West Africa. I want to use it as a basis for the main religion in my West African medieval fantasy.
That sounds so cool.
Are you accepting beta readers? Sometimes I hear people's ideas and I'm like, I don't know if I can wait until you publish it. Okay, LTJ, her 6th novel.
Makes sense. Okay.
Very impressive. Very impressive. Working on my mystery with, I love a little bit of any genre, just put a little bit of romance in there and I'm going to be happy. Okay, Barbara's going through beta reader comments on upmarket adventure romance with a twist of supernatural. Ooh. I love that I am not the only one who bends the genres. Lilith in London is researching for my dissertation proposal due at the end of February. Good luck, Lilith. I remember those days. Alyssa's working on my small town romance novel. That will be me later this year once I'm done with Across the Pond and moving back to Independent Hearts. Oh, and Esther's saying that Desiree is another fellow Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah. I was literally just poking around on her channel.
Desiree's great. Meredith is here. Meredith's another one of my Patreon subscribers as well. Who's launching a Substack in February. I feel like we are going to have to do more of these. Like, y'all, when I say I am on a deadline with Across the Pond, and once I can finally like explain everything, you'll understand. I'm hoping I'll have something to like share and announce by the end of February.
Andrea has shared with me her timeline for this, and it is insane. It is actually insane. I'm rooting for you. Don't get me wrong, but
This is going to be a test of, can I keep my perfectionism in check? And yes, Avi, I do have my vlogging camera here, so we'll do a say hi to the chat, everyone. I still can't see how many people are in here. I just see the chat, and that's probably a good thing.
I think YouTube is like 20 or 30, which is exciting.
I would have been happy if we had 5. So,
I know you always think no one's going to show, and then everyone turns out for you, which is really encouraging.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm okay. I'm not going to put this in the vlog. So the reason I'm always so afraid that no one is going to show is because of, when you have even just one birthday party where no one comes, you just stop expecting people to show up.
They're saying 65 people are here, which is crazy. Oh my God. See, I told you people would show up for you.
No, I love this. Yeah, Desiree, get ready. Becca's right. This becomes addicting real quick. Well, so it took me forever. So here's the thing. Those of you who stream, you make this look so easy and like you make it look so cool. And I'm thinking, oh, but do I have to get a StreamYard subscription and a Focus subscription and a microphone and a this and a that? And I don't know. And it just becomes like this whole thing I build up in my head. And then Becca and I met earlier this week to like do a little crash course. And she's like, no, it's all free.
They make streaming real easy these days. I will say, I just want to quickly plug, because she's in here right now. If you guys are not watching Evelyn's live streams, you're missing out. She's doing a Hunger Games themed writing challenge in February that I am considering participating in because I need some sort of motivation to finish this draft, because I'll be working on it for like way too long.
Evelyn writes?
Yeah, yes. Okay. Evelyn writes. She's fantastic. She uses OBS, which is to me like when you actually know what you're doing with streaming. I just know the basics, but she gets so fancy with it. Yeah, if you need a writing challenge in February, I highly recommend.
I'm behind on the comments, so I'm just getting to the ones that are all like, hi, vlog. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love y'all. I love y'all so much. Oh, this is so fun. Yeah, 6 to 65 people. Oh. But you're all so nicely. Nicely. You're all so nice. All of us here. It's so nice to see like familiar faces and thriving gently from Morocco. We truly are international. That just makes my international heart so happy. Okay. So Becca, can you help explain this? When this live is over, the chat disappears unless you specifically want it to stay. How do we do that?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever messed with it. I think on all of my streams, actually, you know what? Let me go to my channel.
I mean, we don't have to. People might not want their comments living on forever.
Now I'm curious.
I know I definitely want the live to the stream to stay live. Like I want using words. This is why I don't go live, because I can't edit it.
Oh, you can. There's an option to
want it to be a replay. You select it when scheduling the stream. Okay, that's good to know.
I think like StreamYard automatically has it, so you can't you can open it if you want to, and if you don't want it, you can just have it closed. But
okay.
Cool.
So Emma just said they're 76 now. Let me know if it gets to 100. Earlier today, I went for a hike. I went for a lovely hike. And I'm like trying to set my expectations. And I'm like, you know what? I'll be happy if even just 5 people show up. But more likely it'll be like 10. 20 would be amazing. 50 is like, can't even comprehend. And if there's 100 people on this stream, I will start streaming like every week. So
we're getting close. And you're gonna have to make good on that promise.
Ooh, we've got someone from Malaysia. It's 3 a.m.
That's
You would have
crazy.
been forgiven for waiting for the replay. Oh my gosh.
I like Carolina's. I think we should
yeah.
take this question and then before our writing session, because I think this is a good one. I haven't written in years, but both of you have inspired me to get back into it. How do you suggest starting and getting into a writing routine when you don't have a specific idea or project yet? You want to tackle that one first?
I actually, we will answer this. But I'm actually working on a video script, and there will be a video on how to build a writing routine as a first-time writer coming not this week, but next week. So there's going to be something else on the Monday and Wednesday of this coming week, but then I'm thinking the next Monday or Wednesday. So I will be doing a more thought out answer to this question. But how to get started and getting into a writing routine. So you don't need an idea to get started on your writing routine. You need to start building a writing routine, and you can use the routine as you're sitting down and building that routine. You can use that to develop your idea so that by the time you start writing, you already have a bit of a routine going. Mm-hmm. So in terms of a routine, what I always recommend is look at your schedule and identify a block or blocks of time in your week that you can devote to writing, that you can schedule that out, that you're not going to let something else take its place. This can be 5 to 10 minutes a day. This can be 1 hour a week on the weekend. This can be like 2 hours one weekend a month. You know, everyone's busy. Everyone's life circumstances are different. So if you've got kids, if you've got parents you're helping to take care of, if you're still a full-time student, if you work a full-time job, like everyone's schedule is different. So figure out whatever amount of time you can spend on writing and block that out for writing, and to start working on getting into that habit of, okay, every Saturday for 1 hour from 9 to 10 a.m., that's my time to write. Or every morning for 15 minutes with my morning coffee, that's my time to write. And then you just, if you miss a day, you don't beat yourself up. You just, the next day you get back to it. Because it's like exercise. You're going to have days where you don't feel good or something else comes up. You can't get that workout in, but you don't then take 2 months off of working out. You get back into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only other thing I would add, because I agree 100%, I think if it's something you're coming into where like you haven't written at all, I would also just say figure out. I'm the kind of person where the time of day I write matters. I need to write first thing in the morning when my brain is fresh. I cannot write in the afternoon, personally. I've been doing this for like 2 or 3 years now, pretty consistently. And that just comes from like knowing myself as like a person and like and a writer. Like I don't have good words in the afternoon. So maybe like, as you set aside those pockets of time, play around like when, because you might find that you have better line level, or like your brain is just working in the story differently than when you're working on it in the afternoon versus the morning versus your lunchtime. And sometimes, I mean, I'm squeezing writing sessions in on my lunch hours. Like that's what I can do. And I compare myself a lot to all the writing time I had when I was unemployed versus when I am working full time. Definitely give yourself some grace. But that was really good advice, Andrea.
Yeah. Okay, Renee had a question. How do you plan/organize your social media content? That's really kind of you to think that I actually plan and organize it in an effective fashion. Instagram, like I've not posted on Instagram. I've done it once this month so far. YouTube, I try to, like YouTube, I'm usually working 1 month at a time. So at the beginning of January, I know I upload twice a week, so that's roughly 8 vlogs a month, and or 8 videos a month, and I'll brainstorm, brain dump, at least 4 videos that I know, okay, this is something I want to do, especially now that I'm starting to like script some and make them more focused and more of an educational topic, and things that are more searchable for the algorithm. But then sometimes I'll be like, oh, actually, I forgot, or this wasn't planned, but I'm gonna go to the bookstore this Friday. I really want to vlog that. And so
Mhm.
I don't over plan my content, um, because I like to leave some flexibility in. And like something else, I was gonna do something else next week for the how to develop a writing routine as a first time writer. But then I realized I really want to do a why you should write your novel in 2026 video
Mm.
first. So that's what I'm going to script this weekend, and that will go up on Wednesday. Hopefully, assuming I can get that done on time.
Yeah.
Becca, do you plan your content in a certain way?
I did last year. I probably not so much. My relationship with social media has actually changed a little bit, and I think I'm mentally preparing for it to change once I have my baby in April too. So I'm like, I have no plans yet, and January has been a slow start. I have posted one video, and I have nothing else to post right now. But usually I like to use Notion, which is where I dump all of my scripts out. If there is like a sit down video or something that I want to do. Question for you before we answer Marianne's question: do you actually want to save this until after our first sprint so we have something to come back to?
Sure. How do I do that?
Okay, I think you can. I think if you hover over it, you can star it, and it'll create like another little tab, so you can come back to it pretty easily. There
Okay.
you go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do I do anything else?
You can click the comment, so you can take it off screen, and then set up your
Okay.
focus.
Okay. I told you all this is partly going to be watch Andrea struggle with technology.
You're doing great. You're doing great. Love this.
Okay. So Becca, what are you working on?
Oh, great, great, great. I am working on. For those of you that don't know, I'm working on my upmarket fiction novel. It's a ghost story set in 90s Connecticut. I'm on draft 3. I'm on chapter 15 of 24. So we are in the last little stretch of this. I just have beefy chapters. They're like 4,000 to 5,000 words long. So I have a lot to work through.
Yeah.
I would love to get through a good chunk of chapter 5 on the stream, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
What about you?
I'm still doing the Scrivener read through for Across the Pond 5. I've read through and left comments on the first 8 chapters, so I'm starting chapter 9. I'd like to try to get at least 3 chapters done today.
Mm-hmm.
So on this read through, I'm reading through each chapter. And if it's a quick fix, like a typo, I'm fixing it now. But if it's like takes 30 seconds or longer to fix, I'm leaving a comment on that section.
Mm.
And so I'm racking up the comments of things I'll work on when I start properly developmental editing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really editing yet, but I'm reading through and making all my notes of all the things that need to be fixed.
Amazing.
So, okay, so we're going to do 25 minutes for our sprint. Starting now.
Yeah. Okay. Good luck, everyone. I'm going to mute myself.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello. How did that go for you?
Good. I got through a page and a half. I had to like completely restructure the introduction to this conversation, and I was like stuck on a paragraph for the first 10 minutes. But we're good.
I got through 2 chapters, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh my gosh.
Before I catch up on the chat, let's dive into this one.
Mhm.
Are you an ADHD, Becca?
Believe it or not, I am not. And I actually got tested last year because I was like, yeah, there's no way. I must be with the way that I operate. No, tested and shocking to me most of all.
That's funny. So as an HDer, how much do you struggle with executive dysfunction and distractibility? How do you manage to stay on track? This is a great question. So I was diagnosed when I was 41.
Oh, wow.
So I was a late diagnosis. So I had already like kind of learned how to deal with a lot of stuff. And I'm not medicated for it. I've tried it. My body does not like stimulants. So it's not good. Part of it is just accepting that this is how my brain works, that executive dysfunction and distractibility is going to be a thing that I've got to deal with. I will sometimes make a joke about it, like with my students on campus. When I'm going over like the technical distractions policy in the syllabus, I just kind of make light of it. And I'm like, look, I've got ADHD. I'm distracted easily. If I notice you blatantly scrolling on your phone and you're sitting right in front of me, that's going to be a distraction. In terms of how I deal with it, focus mode on my phone has been a game changer. I don't need to block any apps. I just need to turn on focus mode so that notifications don't come up. As soon as I see a notification, I have to check it. If I see so-and-so has commented on Patreon or on your YouTube video, and like it'll give you a preview of like what they're saying sometimes, I have to know. So I have to check that notification immediately. If there's noises of like people walking outside my window and stuff, like walking their dogs, like that will pull me out. So if it's winter and my windows are open, because I live in Arizona, then I'll often have like noise canceling headphones or something just to mitigate some of that noise. I don't know that I have a great answer to this question. I think what I've done is I've figured out what are the things that can distract me the most, and is there something that can help me navigate that? So like using noise canceling headphones or turning off notifications on my phone. Those little things can then make a big difference. As far as executive dysfunction, I have no answers for that. I wish I did.
I will say, like this. Oh, go ahead.
There are some days where it's not that bad and I can actually like get through a series of tasks. And then there are other days where I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. And I just end up on the couch, like in the fetal position, doing nothing because my brain can't cope.
That is so real. I think, and then you feel bad about it because you're just like, I had this whole day to get ahead or do these things, and I sat on my phone, or I just got. I feel like I have that a lot with. I have too many hobbies for my own good. So I'm like, do I want to draw? Do I want to write? Do I want to film something? Do I want to crochet something? Do I want to play video games? And then you're just like, I don't want to do any of it actually because none of it sounds good. But yeah, I commend, and a lot of my friends have ADHD, and it's tough. I don't know how you guys do it, especially since you're unmedicated for it. That's huge. But kudos to you.
I think that's our 5 minutes done. I haven't gotten through the chat yet. I need to get through the chat.
No.
This question is good for Becca. When writing a ghost book, do you actually go to known haunted locations for a bit of atmosphere?
Okay, here's the thing. I say ghost story, but it's not like your typical scary ghost story. It's my book is actually quite cozy and full of trauma, but
it's Casper, but
kind
making
of
traumatized.
but for adults. No, I when I did write the other book that I wrote before this was horror, and there was like a ghost element to it as well. I just really I like ghosts as literary devices are so fascinating to me because they serve so many different purposes, depending on what you're doing. So I don't go to many haunted locations, mostly just because I don't know of any that are like near me. When I lived in Florida, St. Augustine had a lot of really haunted locations, haunted lighthouses and things. So I loved going there for that whenever I would go on like vacation or something. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like that'd be a really good practice though for like getting the hang of atmosphere and ambiance when you're like crafting something spooky. So
I think, well, even no matter what you're writing, I think if you can visit somewhere related to what the settings that you're writing, it's going to help. It's why I go to London every chance I get. JC's here, which makes me very excited. If you're looking for a new YouTuber to follow, I highly recommend JC. Obvious comment, 25 minutes of chatting, 25 minutes of writing. It's not wrong. Cat's Chaos Cafe has a kitten in her lap. I wish we all had a kitten in our lap right now. So, okay. Advice if you want to write in English. I think, because I do work with students in my full-time job who English is not their first language. When you're writing in any language, like it would be the same thing I would do if I was trying to learn how to write in French or Norwegian. You just write in that language as much as you can. Even if it's writing your grocery list, writing your task list, writing social media captions, writing in a journal, like keeping a journal that you only write in the language you're trying to practice. And even if you then have to switch back and forth between your native language and the language you're practicing. So like if I was trying to journal in Norwegian, because I'm slowly trying to learn Norwegian, there's no way I could write every phrase in Norwegian, but I could start writing the words and the phrases that I do know in Norwegian and then the rest in English. Then I would be able to look at that and see, okay, what are the words and phrases that I can't recall in Norwegian? What are the words and phrases that I get a little bit hung up on? And then going back and kind of checking it to see, like, of the words you wrote in English, did you get those correct? So there's something you're not sure about. That would be my best advice for getting started. If you're not doing something like you're not taking a class or something, then that would be the best way to do it on your own.
I think also too, I mean, I don't know how proficient you are in English, but like watching media in the language that you're trying to like write in or like understand better is super helpful. So Spanish is my first language, and I learned English through Barney, like kids educational television, things like that. It's like, it's good. As an adult, I learned Korean. Like I like learning Korean, so I watch a lot of like K-dramas. I listen to K-pop. Like it's good to immerse yourself in the language. If you don't want to take like an actual, you'd be surprised how much you actually pick up just passively. Oh my God. Hi, Taylor.
Taylor's here.
Talk about the stream queen.
Yeah, Taylor, I'm coming for you next as a guest for our streaming.
Threateningly.
And Desiree and Esther, like, you're on my list now, so but yeah, I'm speaking of ADHD, like, just through the chat.
Let's see. I feel like there was some questions earlier too. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This chat is popping, so
Yeah,
I'm trying to like catch anything else.
Like, okay, Taylor's torn between reading or writing. I like this. To be productive or not to be productive? That is always the question. Especially on a Saturday. But like it is really hard. Okay, I'm caught up on the comments now. But
I have one question that Carol Ann asked earlier.
Okay.
Oh, and the ghost at my door has opened my bedroom. Hold on.
Talking about spooky ambiance. So how do you know when your outline is done and time to draft the thing instead of over analyzing the whole thing? When I start writing dialogue in my outline, it's time to start writing. Or at least I know that chapter then is ready to be written, and I move on to finishing outlining the other chapters. But it's a feeling. I think if you start writing too early, then you'll just hit a point where you're like, oh, I think I need to stop working on this chapter and go back to outlining. So it's not a magical thing of, ooh, the outline is done and then you're never outlining anymore. You might feel like, I think my outline is done. You start writing and then you realize, oh, actually, I think I need to outline this bit a little bit more. And then you switch back to outlining, and that works. So
I think it's important to remember that writing is iterative. So you might have like the broad strokes of your story fleshed out. Like, I think I found this a lot with my writing process where I'll have like the big pillar scenes. So I'm like, okay, I know this happens in Act 1. My fun and games is always a mess. I had to completely rewrite that in draft 3. And then, start with a beat sheet to get like a big sort of outline. And then, okay, I know the beats. Now, how do I do that in chapters? And then you get even more granular. And then you get in your chapters and you're like, okay, but this doesn't connect to this. So it's like, I would say take it piece by piece and just like do what feels right for that draft. I think the thing that's helped me a lot is having one goal for my drafts so that I don't get inundated with like all of the little things that go into making a book good, which is a lot of revision, like over and over and over again. But yeah, I just think writers tend to overanalyze everything. That's just how we are.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Should we do one more question or should we sprint?
We can do one more, and I actually have it off the top of my head because I went back. Carol Ann had a question.
Okay.
It was, how do you... Hold on. I found it. I know I have it. I think it was, how do you organize a messy draft? Which girl?
Yeah.
Oh, how do you organize a messy draft where your chapters and scenes are all over the place?
I think one thing that's helped me when that happens, I put each scene onto a sticky note or an index card, that like a sticky note that you can stick on the wall, index card that you can lay out on a tabletop. You can move things around. So label them what its original chapter and scene number is so that you can put things back in order, but then you can move things around to put them in a new order and see if that makes sense. It's another place we're having a beta reader or a friend, someone who can look at it and say, yeah, this is where I started really paying attention. I'm getting distracted by the chat, y'all.
Okay, I was watching it come up and I was like, she just talked about her ADHD and how she has to check everything, and I feel like she's having a moment.
Because I just noticed we're at 80. It was at 90, now we're at 89, but Emma said, Andrea said she'll stream weekly if we hit 100.
They're gonna hold you to that. They're gonna hold you to that.
And Blair said, am I the only one that wishes that this was a chat the whole time instead of sprints? We are going to do that. I do want to do some lives in the future where it will just be like an hour Q&A with me and another writing friend, and you can just pick our brains and we can pick each other's brains and stuff like that. So that is part of the plan, because I would love to do a podcast one day. I don't have time to edit a podcast. So we'll just kind of do live podcasts. Oh, we're at 93. I really am in trouble. Should have never said.
I told you. I told you.
I need to start looking at my schedule. Okay. I'm going to put this up really quick and answer this really quick, and then we will get back to sprinting.
Excellent.
But Elizabeth, I'm writing my first book. I'll be editing soon. I only have enough money to hire one kind of editor. What kind would you suggest? It depends on what your strengths are. If you struggle to see the big picture problems, then you're going to want a developmental editor. If grammar is something that you really don't know, then you're going to want to hire a copy editor. In terms of readers, I almost feel like people are pickier with grammar than they are with story structure. Like, you can have a really structurally great novel, but if you have one typo, 1 star. So you have to know what your strengths are. You can do this yourself. I do all of these types of editing myself. I know that when it comes to things like copy editing, while I know grammar and I can find errors, it takes me a long time. So I've got to go very slowly. So when you do the self-editing, which I do have a video on that coming soon, you either have to decide, am I going to spend money to have someone else do this for me? In which case, do your research, find someone who will actually do the job you hire them to do. Or do I have the time to learn how to do these myself? There are so many books and YouTube videos on developmental editing. I really recommend Tiffany Yates Martin. Where do I have my copy? Intuitive editing. Mine is like a million flags. This is a great one for helping with basic developmental editing. So there's a lot that you can learn yourself, but that takes time. So that would be my quick answer to that question. So shall we sprint before I get to by the chat again?
Yes.
Everyone's getting excited about about how many people are in here. Taylor, send this to your pals. If you guys start inflating the views. Okay. All right, I need to get back to editing, and Becca needs to get back to editing too, because I've read the first few chapters of her book and I want to read the rest, and she won't let me. She won't let me read the rest until she's done with this draft. So
correct.
We're going to get back to this. So let me put our timer back up, and we're down to 24 minutes. So happy writing, working, whatever you're doing, everyone.
Good luck.
Okay. So I saw this. Happy birthday tomorrow, Alyssa. That's very exciting. And then I think there was a bit of chat about thriller recommendations. Um, Everyone was filling in theirs, so I want to add mine. Um, I highly recommend Lucy Foley, Ruth Ware, and Alice Feeney. So far, those are my 3 favorite thriller authors.
I've wanted to get into Lucy's books for a while. I thought about picking up The Midnight Feast. Have you read that one?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like it?
I've read all of her books. I've
Okay.
enjoyed all. They're just fun. They're just a fun ride.
Mm.
All of them. So, but yeah, I really liked. It's one where like almost all of the characters are very unlikable, but it's still
Ooh.
really compelling.
Okay.
So yeah. Um, Emma, the only successful thing I've done in this sprint is pick off my nail varnish. You know, sometimes that happens. um, so
Oh yeah, how'd you do?
I did well. I got through 2.5 chapters this time.
Very nice.
Yeah. How'd you do?
Ooh. Well, I'm on page 8 of 15, which is good progress, I will say. It's like choreographing conversation sometimes, especially this is like kind of I'm in a part of the book where a lot of reveals are happening consecutively, and they all take kind of like a big emotional toll on each of my main characters. So it's like I have to be locked in to like get the actual cadence and
Yeah.
like the causality correct. So I piddled around with like a page that entire time.
Yeah, I think the reason I got through so many, so I'm at the midpoint right now, and these are just chapters that I know, like, they're not bad. I don't think I need to rewrite them, but they're ones that I don't have like specific line comments for them. I just know that when I get to this in the development edit, I'm going to go a bit slow and
Yeah.
like take my time. JC asked, what is your favorite part of streaming? For Becca, Andrea, and yeah, we've got quite a few streamers in the chat. So the chat can, those of the streamers in the chat can chime in as well. I mean, this is my first one. So far I'm loving like chatting with all of you. It's nice to have something a bit more interactive. You know, obviously when I vlog, like I know you'll see it eventually, but I don't have that live in the moment interaction. So I think connecting with everyone in the comments in the chat is probably my favorite part so far.
Yeah, I think it's the same. I'm really bad about streaming. Like I love hopping onto other people's streams, and sometimes I find managing a stream a little overwhelming when I'm trying to like actually be productive and write something. But I like the accountability. Like I'm on camera, people are watching me. I'm like, nope, I said I was gonna write. I have to write at least for these 25 minutes. And it's fun. It feels like we're all kind of in the same. It also makes me feel better when people are like, that first sprint, like I just, like I read or like I got like a coffee or something. I'm like, yeah, sometimes I have to do that too. So it's nice.
Emma, you shouldn't have said this because now I'm going to DM you on Patreon. Get you to join me on a stream. Yes, Desiree, I think this is going to be something as well that like as someone who it can be really hard for me to like sit down and get the work done. It feels like if I schedule a stream and I know that people are putting it in their schedule and they're going to show up, then I have to show up and get the work done. So like even if I'm chatting a lot on the stream, like I've still gotten through all of the chapters I'd hoped to get through today. So so yeah. Someone brought me upstairs to rip the Band-Aid off and the rest is history.
That's how it always starts.
Yeah. Forward looking, are you in Southern Hemisphere, or like where are you based, or are you I know I've got Australian and like New Zealanders, and I will be working. I'll try to put like a poll or something on YouTube, and I'll be polling my Patreon community as well to just figure out like what times are generally good. Becca and I were talking a lot about time and trying to figure out Forward Looking's New Zealand. Yeah, so like I know that can be a struggle. I know it's quite early. And then we had someone from Malaysia. I don't know if they're still on here, who is 3 p.m. for them. So I can do some that are more later in the evening for me in Arizona time, which will be a more normal daytime for everyone in Australia and New Zealand. I also try to do some earlier morning ones so that it's like afternoon for those of you who are in Europe. So they won't all be on Saturday at this time. We'll play around with different times.
I will say most folks stream in the afternoon, like a 6 to 8 or a 5 to 7 or something like that. So
well, and like, you know, if you're US based and you're streaming at, like if I were to stream at 6 to 8, then it's past midnight for all my friends in the UK and the rest of Europe. So I think we'll just play around with different times and try to hit different time zones for people to join. So, but JC says, I fear I need more sprints for you guys because I am locking in. Well, you know, I don't know. Yeah, Emma said this started at 7 p.m. So that was a good time for her. So I think we'll play around. I think the time that we did it is probably good for most of the US people, North America people, as well as South America that are kind of in this time zone, as well as everyone in Europe. But then I definitely want to do some more afternoon my time for people who are like West Coast or out in the Pacific. So yeah. So we'll play around. My schedule fluctuates, so I'll just play around. And Cat's Chaos Cafe, I'm a big advocate of the streamer finding what works best for them, and the audience can always catch a replay. Yeah, and that's advice that someone else had given me as well, to just do what works for me. But thankfully, because of my schedule, it is pretty up in the air. There are going to be some weeks where morning for me is going to be easier, some where afternoon is easier for me, and then that's going to hit different time zones for the rest of you. So we'll just play it by ear and have fun. Yeah. I was about to watch replays, only learned, yeah, this is my first one. We're just starting. And I think the highest I saw the number get was 90. We're going to round up. We'll say 100. So I will try to find some time each week to do this. I can guarantee twice a month. I will try to do at least once a week. Don't be surprised if I start doing this more than once a week. I think Desiree said that she saw the glint in my eye and that I was already catching the bug. I don't think she's wrong. And I saw earlier Avi say something about I need to find like a squirrel design for a timer. I will work on that. Okay, Emma said we got up to 95 at one point.
That's what I saw too. Yeah.
Okay, then we're definitely we'll say that's close enough. So yeah, I'm still figuring this out, still learning how to moderate the comments. Is there a way that like I could set you as a moderator, Becca? Like if someone's streaming with me?
Maybe like if you have a pro account, but I wouldn't worry about it. You're doing great.
So yeah. Cat's Cafe. You know, if you ever see anything weird in the comments, y'all, just ignore it. This might be my first stream, but it's been nearly 10 years that I have been on YouTube, and I did see some of what that one person was saying before I yeeted them from the chat.
Yeeted.
I don't know why I used that word. I don't think I have ever used that word.
That's awesome.
Anyway, yes, if Becca is in the chat, you can click 3 dots and make her a mod.
Oh.
Click 3 dots.
I am. So if I like say, hold on.
Oh, if you're in the chat. No.
I just dropped something in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
No. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. I'm glad you guys appreciate the weird things that come out of my mouth sometimes. You guys are cracking me up. I love it. Seriously, you have made my day. You have no idea. This has just been the best so far. So I will look at my schedule. I know I don't think I can do a live tomorrow, and I will try to give you all like at least 48 hours notice. But don't be surprised if you see a thumbnail pop up for a scheduled live on like Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, I did see some of what that person was saying. It's on par for things that I have seen in the comment section. It's just normally I manage to delete them because again, when I see a notification, I have to check it. So I usually delete those sorts of comments from the YouTube videos well before any of you would see them. So yeah. Where will we be able to see when you schedule lives? It'll pop up in your subscription feed, I think. And you can also just keep an eye on the live tab on my channel main page, where it's videos, live, playlists, posts. There's an option there. And if you follow me on Instagram or are part of my Patreon community, which that's always linked in the description box of all of my videos, including this one, I believe. I will be putting posts for when I schedule lives on Patreon for the free tier. So if you're a free member, just in the main Patreon community, I'll post, just as I post links to the vlogs each week, I'll post a link to the lives. So just follow me on one of the social media accounts and you'll get those notifications. So also, if people are following my newsletter, I'll probably start putting things in that, which some of you might be following my newsletter and wondering why I haven't posted or sent a newsletter at all this month. I've kind of been taking an unintentional month out. I was wondering about this. Bad icing outside, so I'm writing until power gets knocked out. Again, I really hope that everyone keeps their power today and stays warm and all of that, because it is nuts. I wish I could give you some of my sun and slight warmth. It is a little bit cooler today, but it's still warmer than most of you are dealing with. So I wish I could send you some of mine and take some of yours, because I would love it to be a little bit colder. But yeah. Do we want to try another sprint, Becca, or do we just want to chat for the last 10 minutes?
Let's just chat. I mean, we did work.
We did work. I have my goal for the day.
Yeah. I'm probably going to keep writing after the sprint, but I do need a break and I do need to eat like an actual.
Good. Same.
But
I still have a vlog I need to edit. I love you all. See, you're such enablers.
Yeah, no, your chat can make or break you because they'll be like, no, let's not sprint it. Let's just keep chatting. Yeah. Too much.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about actually being able to hit your timeline?
Ooh, asking the big questions. Ask me at the end of February if I've hopefully finished the cover by then.
Fair enough.
Honestly, the cover is the thing that always gives me the most stress. And with my last book that I published last year, I had the cover mostly done really early. Like it was drawn, it was illustrated, it was scanned into Photoshop, and I was just tweaking the colors and playing around with the color palette. And so as I neared the end of copy editing and formatting, it was just a matter of like finishing up the actual cover design. And that was a really good situation to be in. So we're nearly to the end of January, and I had set a goal to have a very rough sketch of the cover done by the end of January. And then I want to have a more polished sketch done by the end of February. And then I want to have everything illustrated and imported by spring break, which is the first or second week of March.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to be editing alongside that. But I think by spring break, if I'm not done with the cover, then that will be the only thing I work on over spring break. Because I can speed run edits. I can speed run line editing, copy editing. You know, I can make myself go faster on that. But I draw at one speed.
No, that's fair. That's so fair.
So I do have a audiobook that the hold is suspended. Libby changed their rules. So now instead of delaying delivery a million times, I can just suspend the hold or something like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I do have an audiobook ready to listen to. It's a new thriller by Lisa Jewell, who I don't think I've read any of her books, but it's narrated by Richard Armitage.
Oh,
I love
Richard.
I could listen to that man read the phone book. I just think his voice is amazing. And he's really good. I've listened to him narrate 2 Alice Feeney thrillers. He's really good narrating thrillers. So I'm really, that's what I'm using. Like, okay, if you do the cover, you can listen to that book. So that's kind of what I'm using to hold me accountable for that. Cover aside, I do think as long as I can keep my perfectionism at bay, you know, I think I can get it done. I'm aiming for the beginning of May. So it's not an impossible goal. It's just I have to get out of my own way. I can't.
Is this the fastest turnaround you if you pull this off that you've had for a book?
I don't know. I mean, my second book that I published, I published A Brave Start in Christmas Day, 2019. And then I was meant to start working on book 2, but I was still working on the paperback version. And that's a whole long story we won't get into. That took me a while. So I didn't publish that until April of 2020. And I don't think I started working on book 2 until after that was done. And so I started working on it seriously in April of 2020. And then I published that one in like November of 2020.
Oh, okay.
Like outline, first draft, all the edit drafts, formatting, everything in like 8 months. So I feel like that was probably the fastest book, but this might be the fastest I'm trying to go through. It's certainly the fastest turnaround I'll have had in a while.
Yeah.
Like 2020, like A Brave with You, that was in the thick of the pandemic. I was working fully remotely. I had a remote teaching assignment that year. So I wasn't commuting to campus. I don't know that I was doing 3 vlogs a week at that point still, I think. So
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, you were uploading, excuse me, a lot.
Everyone comments on like how busy I am. I've always been busy. I don't know anything else.
That's all you know.
I'm a sucker for punishment. I mean, as busy as I am now, I still don't feel like this is not the busiest I've ever been, kind of.
Yeah.
Like when I was designing costumes for a local theater and volunteering on the executive board of a local arts charity and a full-time master's student and teaching part-time. Like that was not only busy, that was also like late nights and driving back and forth across town, like driving to campus to take a class and then driving to downtown Phoenix to go to the museum for a board meeting and then driving up to the theater to be in rehearsal. So yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. At least this is
I think it's crazy. Like but when you do want to do something and you are, I think someone mentioned it in the comments earlier. It's like when you're right, if you treat your writing like a hobby, that's all it'll ever be.
Yeah.
But like,
you mentioned that. I saw that.
And then if you treat it like a job or if you treat it like something you really want to like nurture, you just show up for it differently and you find the time or the energy because it is that important to you.
Bye, Emma. Thank you.
Bye.
And bye, JC. Oh, this has been so much fun. Yeah, like I genuinely love writing. I need to work on these books. Like I need air to breathe. Like it's not an option to just not write. It's not an option to take months off of working on these. I think what I struggle with is when it gets deeper into the editing process. Like editing is kind of like that progress bar from just started the project to about to publish. I feel like when you finish the first draft, you're kind of halfway. And then as you're editing, you're getting closer and closer to time to publish. And the closer I get to time to publish, the more my brain starts twigging out and it's like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what if people don't like it? What if it doesn't live up to expectations?
And it's every time. Like every time I feel like you have that feeling.
Like, this is the 10th one and 11th if we kind of count the Patreon project. I think that was completely different though. Like there was just a freedom to posting what was essentially a first draft to a closed community. And on the one hand, I talked about this in the vlogs during Vlogmas. Like on the one hand, there was that fear of these people have paid to join my Patreon for the month of December. Like they deserve a good story. But on the other hand, as all of them kind of reiterated in the comments, like they were paying not for a polished, finished story. They were paying for the experience of going on this journey with me throughout the month. And so, yeah, it was such an incredible experience. And I think I want to hold on to that in editing this. That, like, I don't need to edit this 12 billion times.
Yeah.
I know the things I want to work on. I know the issues that I've flagged and that our friend Kaylin mentioned because she's done a read through of it for me. And once I've done a couple passes on this, and once I feel like I'm at a solid second draft, I'll share it with my other early readers. And we'll go from there. But I really don't want to give into the fear of not getting it right or the fear of it not being perfect, because nothing I write is ever perfect. And I want this one out. It's always a struggle. And other people who've published can chime in here. It's always a struggle between, is this as good as I can make it and feel like I stand by this work versus like I never want to feel like I let something go that wasn't ready to be let go because I was trying to meet some kind of deadline. Esther, who is definitely a pro, affection keep you from progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I feel like there's a point where it's like it's no longer about. I was watching or I was listening to my friends Meg and Ari have a podcast called Craft and Crash Outs.
Highly recommend.
It's so good. It's so good. And I was watching again
Ari's pages.
Yes, I was listening to it, and they were talking. They referenced a Substack post that Veronica Roth had published, which, if you don't know, author of the Divergent series, was huge. And her work has lived for a really long time, and it went from being super popular to now super criticized, and it changed her relationship with how she viewed her own work until she was like, you can't ask yourself if it's good. You have to ask yourself if you like it. Like, are you happy with what you've put out?
Yes.
And I think that really changes things. And I think it definitely helped me come to my book completely differently. Like, even if it's not perfect, like, am I happy with how it came out?
I think that's what I focus on the most. And Desiree, I'm seeing I had to learn to let go and release. Yes, exactly. I've had to learn how to recognize, do I like it? Am I happy with it?
Yeah.
Is this the story that I was setting myself to like write this story? Obviously, when you're publishing at a certain point, you have to start thinking about what are readers going to think. And so I think I had the most nerves with the first few books, but I've noticed with the last couple books, where there were 3 or 4, 3 books. I've done book 4 now of each series. So getting up to book 4 and knowing each book has 3 previous books, the people who are going to be buying each of these book 4s, most of them have already read books 1 through 3. And so now the question for me when I'm working on these isn't what will some vague, nebulous, ambiguous reader who I don't know, what will they think about this book? It's, will this live up to the expectations the previous books have set? And will the readers of the previous books enjoy this one? And so that's what I now focus on. And judging by like the Patreon feedback I was getting on Ava and Luke's story in December, but also the feedback I've been getting on all of the books that people have so kindly gone back and like started reading, I almost feel like the draft that I have now, I could almost publish it and people would probably be happy with it. Like my existing readers would probably be happy with this.
Yeah.
But there are things I know I want to work on.
Yeah.
But having that in the back of my head helps me kind of quiet that voice that says, maybe you should just delete everything and start from scratch.
Me every time. I'll just get rid of it all.
Well, it doesn't help that I come from a background in academic writing where I think I've talked about this in previous vlogs where like in academic writing, you really are kind of trained to believe that everything you write, like the first draft of anything is shit and needs to be rewritten. You're trained to find where are the holes in your argument? Where are the things where you're not backing it up with your sources? Where are all the flaws? Because the last thing you want to do is submit an article or a chapter and have your editors say, this isn't good enough, or get torn apart by one of the blind reviewers. The more that you can anticipate any of the possible criticism you're going to get and address that in those drafts before you share it with people, whether it's a journal article, a book chapter, a full monograph, or a conference paper. In each of those situations, especially journal articles for blind review and conference papers, you're going to have some interaction with another reader or with an audience. And so when you're writing a conference paper, you're going to get people in the audience who think they know more than you about the topic, and who almost seem to take some kind of sick pleasure in like trying to catch you on
poking holes. Yeah.
Like, this is something I teach my students all the time with nonfiction writing is and academic writing is like, what are the questions the reader is going to have? What are the things that people are going to poke holes in? What are the things that people are going to say, you haven't backed this up enough?
I feel like
in science, it's the same thing. You've got to provide the proof. It's not just enough. And so having that, being trained to write in a critical way, it's sometimes hard to turn that off now as a creative writer, but it's still also really, really heavy.
Yeah, I think my background is in professional writing. So I have an English degree with a specialization in professional writing. So part of it's like very technical as well. And I think you just nailed what I've been struggling with, which is I can see all of the holes in my story, and not just like big plot hole stuff, but like on a minute level. Like, does this relationship make sense? Would these two characters know each other enough to inform this? Like, you see so much, and there are still yet things you do not see. So it's like you have to almost like compartmentalize. Like, nope, not addressing that right now, or just like kind of navigate. But yeah, no, you're totally right. Like, it's academic and business writing is like a whole other.
It really is, but it's really helped me as a creative writer. I think as a creative writer, the thing that I try to focus on, and this might be a little bit too like woo-woo for some people, but I feel a real responsibility to the characters, and I love my characters. Like for this book, I just, y'all, the depth to which I have fallen in love with Carly and Aiden and their relationship, and the two of them have so many issues on their own and so many fears and things that are holding them back, but they're so perfect for each other if they could just get through that. And like I just want them to be happy, and I want to write just the best romance for them. And so I feel like a huge part of how I'll know I'm done is when I feel like I've done each of them as individuals, but also them as a couple, when I've done them justice.
Yeah.
And when, like, if they could stand in front of me and say, yeah, we're happy with this. You've represented us well. You've made us feel real. You know, the reader is going to be able to understand what is motivating us, what is driving us, what is holding us back. It's not going to feel forced or like I'm trying to just make something happen. Like that, I think is the most important thing. You know, my prose may not be the most beautiful and my stories may not always be the most unique, but I hope that I'm writing characters that you absolutely fall in love with. And like, I know that happened for my Patreon community with Ava and Luke. And by the end of December, the comments on like the last few chapters were all, I don't want this to end. I don't want to say goodbye to these characters. And so now I'm writing monthly installments for them. So this was a good question. Do you feel that the tropes within genres in terms of popularity force writers to stick to the tried and true for the sake of driving sales? I like to think not. I think it depends on how brave the author is and how focused on selling to the market they are. If your first goal is to write stories that you love, that push you as a creative, then you try to then make that work within the market. Like if I was wanting to write something that would really play with the popularity, I'd be writing romantasy, but I have zero desire to write romantasy. Like even the fantasy project I'm developing is not going to, it's not going to be like any of the really popular romantasy books. It's not the genre I have any interest in. And I think the books that don't follow the trends are the ones that have more longevity, because trends come and go, but a good book remains a good book.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it.
Ooh, I know we probably need to wrap up, but this is another really good question. What's the deal with fictional, with writers of fiction, I'm assuming, basing characters on real people? Is there ethics about writing too close to their real selves if they don't know about it? I was watching a video about this on like who has the right to tell certain stories, and there was another video I watched by the same creator who did a deep dive on fan fiction, but fan fiction that's focused on a real person. So like a celebrity and writing this whole fictional narrative around that celebrity. I think when it comes to like, you know, ethics of writing and things like that, how much do I want to say in a live environment that I can't edit? Yes, Hidden Rabbits. That was the one. I've watched 2 of their videos. They did the one on the if you're looking for a good like deep dive critical commentary on different art and pop culture topics, I do recommend the channel Hidden Rabbits. But they did one on fan fiction of real people, and one that I saw more recently on 2 authors who kind of had beef because one was kind of an annoying person within their community, but then the other stole, like direct copy pasted a letter the first author had written and incorporated that into her annoying character in her short story. Yeah. And so lots of ethics around all of that. And I think being a creative person doesn't give you a pass on being a decent person. So whenever I hear the question, like, can I write this? Can you write this kind of character? Can you write outside of your lived experience or something like that? You can write whatever you want. But if you publish it, the reader and the reading community have a right to call you out if they feel you are acting in an unethical or immoral way. You know, the community can say, look, I don't want to read a book written by someone from this community or this identity who's writing about this other identity that they don't really know anything about. I think when you're writing characters and basing them on real people, real experiences, there's a lot of research that has to go into that. And there's a lot of care that has to go into that, because the community will tell you when you've done it wrong.
Well, and I think it's also not like the instance that keeps coming to mind, like my mind with this is, I think it was like last year, there was this hockey romance that got really popular, and it wasn't even that it was like written about a specific person, but like the fandom had sort of attached it to a specific person. Yeah. And that man had like a wife and a family.
Mentioned in the Hidden Rabbits video.
It's like, you have to be, I hate this argument that just because something is in a public forum, it gets to be treated a specific way, or that you don't really owe anyone anything for the way that you contextualize a piece of media, and like how, like, you do owe people some decency and like some level of respect, no matter how they're coming across, for the most part. I think in the context of this conversation, to your point, like, there does need to be some ethics. I know I almost cherry pick certain things from people in my life, but it's not like it's like negative all of the time.
Basing things on real people, whether it's a celebrity or someone in your own life, maybe it's me and my pathological fear of breaking rules and getting in trouble, but just from a legal standpoint, I would say change any identifying details.
Yeah.
It should not be recognizable that the character in your book is based on this or that real person.
Yeah.
You know, you can say it's inspired by, you know, like, is like, silly example in the Across the Pond books, is the character of Patrick, who is an actor, a famous British actor, is he based on anyone real? Yeah. Am I ever going to tell you who it is?
No.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah.
Great question though. Like, I feel like that's something that's like, that kind of question and that kind of influence is, I think, proliferating a little bit more and more in both trad pub and indie spaces, of like, you know, the fan fiction getting reskinned for traditional publication is, like, I think also like a huge part of that conversation, like almost like a subset, but I'm not going to touch that because that's a whole other like can of worms.
Okay. I feel like I could keep talking forever. I know Becca needs to go.
This baby's kicking me and he needs food and I need food. But this was so much fun. Thank you for having me on.
This has been so much fun. Like, I'm honestly so tempted to just stay on my own and chat with you all, but I feel like some of you all probably have places you need to be. I mean, you can let me know if you want me to stay on for a little bit. Yeah. So, but I know that you all have to leave or probably need to leave. And Becca definitely needs to go. I need to release Becca. I can't
We'll have another sometime.
Yeah. Yes, we will. I'm gonna make you. So yeah, I think we'll I should honestly probably wrap it up because I should like go do other things.
Stretch your legs. Yeah.
Eat, rest. I went for a long hike this morning, which I was really glad to do. But yeah, but we will do this soon. I promise. I will look at my schedule and I will try to get something scheduled for within the next few days, hopefully. But I'm just watching the chat as everyone's saying how much fun they've had. And I've had so much fun. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And yeah, I should probably. How do I end this? I know I just hit end stream.
That's it. You just hit end stream. Thank you guys.
For the sake of the live or the replay, Becca, tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh, yes. Okay, my socials, both my YouTube and my Instagram, are Becca is Writing. I am kind of on a little bit of a break, but I'm hoping to be back soon. But you can find me there.
Yep. Okay. And you're already on my YouTube channel, but you can find me on Instagram and Patreon. Links are in the description box to also sign up for my newsletter and check out any of my published novels. And I will try to do more of these lives very soon. So keep an eye out for community posts on YouTube for polls and things of when would work for all of you. Patreon people, I'll probably be posting over there in just a couple seconds. So I'll be popping into one of our group chats or something. And yeah, if I can get it edited this weekend, there should be a video on Monday, a vlog on Monday, as well as Wednesday. And yeah, this is why I edit my videos, because now I'm going to be super awkward with these outros. So
smile and wave.
Smile and wave.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.